All right, there we go. It's being recorded now, bro. But yeah, this is how you be your own bank. This is how everything is set up. So first of all, like I said, you are going to go to harmonics.im, right? So it's up here, harmonics.im. It's going to take you to this website. All you have to do is log in. It's your obviously your standard IM credentials, your username, your password, whatever that is. It should get you access, even if you do have the HFX package. All right. So you're going to go ahead and hop onto this website. And then from here, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what you guys need to do so you guys can get this thing set up in the most efficient way. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to it. Everybody go ahead, drop a 1 in the chat if you got if you're ready for all this sauce, if you got harmonics pulled up, if you're ready to go and learn everything that you need to learn. All right. We got the ones coming in. We got the ones coming in. Perfect, 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 perfect. We love to see it. We love to see it. We love to see it. All right, bet. So make sure you got your pens and pads out because just in case you don't have the harmonics up just yet, I want you guys to understand, every indicator that we're going to put onto this thing, so you guys can go ahead and plug it in. If you're not, at a place of convenience. So with that being said, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually remove this indicator down here. We're going to remove this indicator down here, the RSI. If you hover over where it says RSI, there's an X button right here. All right, so we're going to hit delete. So now we're going to be looking at pretty much what we call in Forex land a naked chart. All right, so right now we got a naked chart up. Now with this naked chart, we still have everything that we need to look at, right? So let's go ahead and add into these let's go ahead and add on to the indicators, and let's get it, right? So how do you do that, right? So you got to go over here to where it says indicators, hover over that, click on it, boom, and it's going to bring up this menu. This menu has literally every single indicator that you could possibly ever need. So we're only going to use a couple of these things, right? So let's go ahead and type parabolic, or you can actually just type in SAR. SAR is going to be parabolic star is what this is going to look like, right? So you're going to click on parabolic star, boom, and it's going to automatically populate to your chart. And it's going to be these little dot looking things up here. All right. So that is what the parabolic star is. So the parabolic star, it stands for stop and reverse. Okay. So the SAR in parabolic star, it stands for stop and reverse. So I'm going to go ahead and add some text to this thing so you guys get everything that you need out of this. So you guys get everything that you need out of this. So parabolic SAR stands for stop and reverse. So these are key points that the market is going to give to you, that everything is going to, going into a different direction, right? So parabolic SAR. So you're going to add that to your chart. That's going to be the first thing. Now we're going to go back to the indicator section, and we're going to add another thing. This one is going to be the super trend. So all you need to do is type in super trend. Click on that. It's automatically going to populate as well. Let me add this to it. Super trend is one word on here. Super trend tells you the direction of the market. All right. So let me actually put this up here real quick. Indicators. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we got our indicator section up here. So everything that I'm adding to the chart is going to be right here. Just in case you guys miss me saying it for any odd reason, it's going to be right here. So we got the parabolic SAR. We got the super trend. Now, before we even go even further, I want to adjust the super trend, right? I want to adjust the super trend. So how do you do that? You hover over here where it says super trend right here, right? And then there's this eye looking thing that says hide. And then there's this gear looking thing that says setting. So you want to go ahead and click on settings on the super trend, and you want to change this to 1 and 1. That's all that is. Literally 1 and 1. All right. So everybody go ahead, drop in the chat a 2, drop a 2 in the chat if you have your Parabolic Stars set up and your Super Trend set up. Or if you at least understand it. Cool, cool, cool. We got the 2s going crazy. We got the 2s going crazy. We got the 2s going crazy. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we got the 2s in there. So everybody has the Parabolic Star and the Super Trend. Now the last indicator that we're going to throw on this thing, go back to the indicator section, and you're just going to type in STOCH. STOCH. And this is the stochastic. Just a regular stochastic, not the RSI, just a regular stochastic. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here as well. Stochastic. All right. And this tells you if it's overbought or oversold. All right. Perfect. Perfect. So we got all of our indicators up here. Everything is good, right? Everything is set up how it's supposed to be. So now I want to explain all this good stuff to you so you guys understand it in the most efficient way. So let's start with the stochastic. All right. Let's start with the stochastic. All the way down here, I'm actually going to adjust the style of it because I don't like the way that it actually looks. So I'm going to adjust that real quick. So I'm going to go to stochastic, adjust the settings, and we're actually going to go to style, K. I'm going to put the opacity all the way up, put that at a lighter blue. Boom. There we go with that. All right. Cool. Also, if I ever need to slow down at any point in this training, all you guys just need to do is just let me know. That's all. Just type in the chat, slow down or something like that. So, all right, cool. So I'm gonna explain everything that I just did. So I'm on the stochastic settings. I'm in the style section. So the inputs are going to be, pretty basic. You're not going to change those. It's going to be really basic. So style for the K, I have it set at a blue, opacity all the way up, and it's on the second thickness. I like to see the thickness of it. It's very, very, apparent, everything like that. I'm not going to miss anything. And then for the D, I have that one red, opacity all the way up, second thickness. Upper limit, the number should say 80. And then over here, right here, next to the 80 on the left side of the 80, there's this little line looking thing, or you guys might have a dash, but I actually put a line here. I made it a solid line and put it completely black. Same thing for the lower limit. This should be 20. Next to the 20, you're going to change that from dash or dotted, whatever it was before, put it on line, and then change the color to completely black. Now, the H line background, you can take that off or leave it on. It's completely up to you. I'm actually going to leave it on, but you can take it off if you want. As for the inputs, this is going to remain the same. So length is going to be 14. Length is going to be 14. Smooth K is going to be 1. And smooth D is going to be 3. All right. Cool, 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 cool. Now drop, let's go back to the ones. Everybody drop a 1 if you got the stochastic set up how you want it to be set up. Drop a 1 in the chat if you got the stochastic set up how you want and need it to be set up, and you at least understand it. All right. Okay, perfect. We got some ones coming in. Hope you guys are keeping up. Again, let me know if I need to slow down whatsoever. If I don't see the word slow down, I'm gonna keep it pushing. Just because I'm assuming everybody understand everything that's going on. All right, so we don't want anybody to get left behind, but it is, closed mouths do not get fed around here. So if you have any questions, anything like that that's going on, any confusion, just let me know and I can explain something again for you. All right, so I'm gonna get off of this, and now I'm gonna explain everything that needs to be explained. Right now, the last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna change the candles. So up here to the top left, next to where it says 15M, or whatever your time frame says, it should say 15M. You're gonna go to this thing right next to it. It says candles. So here you're gonna change it to Haikanashi. I think that's how you pronounce it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that here. Change candles to Heiken. Oops, Ashi. Boom. There we go. So we got everything that we need right here, you know, front and center. We got the parabolic stars, stop and reverse. We got the super trend set up. We got the stochastic set up, and we have our candles set on Heikinashi. Now, I'm going to explain everything to a T for you guys so there's no confusion whatsoever. So let's look at a good pair real quick. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. All right, perfect. This is something right here. I'm actually not going to use this one. Let's go to UJ. All right, cool, perfect. So UJ, so how do I know what type of trade I'm looking at? So first of all, I want to look over here on the right side, right? So I want to look over here on the right side. If my TPs are below my entry, then that obviously means that I'm going to get into a sell, right? We want the market to come down and hit our TPs. So if the TPs are below where it says entry, we're looking for sells. Now, obviously, vice versa, if the TPs are above the entry, we're going to be looking for buys. But in this case, it is a sell setup. All right. So first things first, I'm looking for the sells. So how do I know the confirmations that I'm going to get into this trade for the sell? All right, cool. So first things first, we have our parabolic star. So I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see that. Hold on. Put that black opacity all the way up. Boom. All right, perfect. So you guys can see the parabolic dots now. All right. So first we're going to look at the parabolic stars. So if the parabolic dots are on top of the candlesticks, that is one confirmation that you're going to be getting into a sell. If the parabolic dots are on top of the candlesticks, you're going to be, that's one indicator that you're going to be getting into a sell. All right. So let me actually type that right here. If pair, I'm just going to put the star dot is above candlesticks, sell, it is a sell confirmation. Boom, perfect. So let me actually turn this black. Boom, there we go. Okay, so this is first. So if the parabolic SAR dot is above the candlesticks, it is a sell confirmation. So now that we have this dot here, I want everything else to set up. Now, what is everything else? So next we're going to be looking for the super trend. All right, super trend. Now this trend turns green and it turns red. So obviously if the super trend turns red, we're going to be looking for it. All right, that's a sell confirmation. So I'm going to type that out as well. If super trend turns red, it is a sell confirmation. Super trend. Okay, that's right. Okay, cool. So if the star is above, the star dot is above candlesticks, a sell confirmation. If the super trend turns red, it is also a sell confirmation. So that's two confirmations about this trade idea that we're potentially looking at. All right. So once this turns red, now we want to make sure down here at the stochastic, we have the cross between the red and the blue, right? If the red crosses above the blue, just like this, and the thing is, if the cross is above, or it crosses, if the red crosses, above the blue, that is a sell confirmation. Now, of course, we want this thing to be overbought as well. So I'm going to type that up as well. Type that thing up as well. If stochastic is overbought and the red crosses the blue, it is a sell confirmation. All right. So boom, there is that. We're going to make this a little bit smaller. I'll make that a little bit smaller. Okay, boom, there we go. Marquise, I'm actually going through it all still, bro. I'm gonna circle back if you have any questions at the end of this. But just go ahead and continue to pay attention, and hopefully it'll enlighten you. But boom. So we have the SAR dot. If it's above a candlestick, it is a sell confirmation. If the super trend turns red, it is a sell confirmation. And if the stochastic is overbought, aka it crosses above this 80 up here, this solid black line, that means that it's overbought, right? And then the red crosses over the blue, it is a sell confirmation. So that's 3 confirmations right there, right? And there's only one more that we need to look at before we get into this trade. The last one we need to look at is if this is a flat top or a flat bottom. So a flat top for a sell is what we're going to be looking for. So right here, there's a little bit of a wick there. So I'm going to actually take this candle. So right here, there's no wick at the top of this candle at all. It's a completely flat top, meaning that there is a lot of selling momentum. So we're going to hop in at the end of this candle, right? After this 15-minute thing is done, we're going to hop in at this candle. Now, of course, it ran and hit TP, but it also ran and hit TP too. Boom, just like that. So it's not a lot of pips, but it is, it's definitely enough to go ahead and catch, a little bit of a bag. So I'm actually going to write that down as well. Flat top candle. It is a sell confirmation. Perfect. Okay, see, these are all the sell confirmations that we have and need. There's 4 confirmations. So I'm going to run it back one more time just in case, and we're going to see exactly how this trade played out. All right, let's see exactly how this thing played out. So we have the parabolic SAR. The dot is above my candle. I'm looking for the sell, first of all, right? We had the dot is above the candle. That's confirmation number 1 that the sell is about to happen. We had the super trend right here. It turned red and gave a red down arrow. That's 2. The stochastic got overbought and it crossed up, right? The red crossed over the blue. So that's 3. And then on this candle specifically, there was a flat top. Therefore, there's a lot of selling momentum. All right? There's a lot of selling momentum. So what does this mean? Let's draw this thing out. Let's draw this thing out. Let me get my tool set up. Hold on. Get the short position. Right? We got this flat top here. So we hopped in on this candle. Boom. Throw that thing right on down this TP2. Smack. Just like that. Right? Smack. Just like that. Now, the thing about the parabolic star, and this is something that's actually really dope, is you can actually start to trail your stop loss. So of course they have the stop loss way up here. And of course, when you hop in this trade, you can definitely put your stop loss way up there. But the beautiful thing about it is once you hop into this trade, boom, and you get that downward momentum, how you follow your stop, how you trail your stop loss is by looking at the previous parabolic SAR and then putting your stop loss at that number. So if I were to hop in on this candle, I waited 15 minutes. Now it comes down here. I'm going to actually change my stop loss and put it, hold on. Boom, get my stop loss. I'm actually going to put it right here. So now my risk to reward is a lot less, right? My risk to reward is a lot less. Now, after this candle, now I'm looking at this one. Now I'm going to move my stop loss even closer, right? And then after this one, now I'm looking at this candle, even closer, right? Now I'm looking at this one, even closer. Now you guys are in a risk-free trade, a couple minutes later. Now you can ride this thing directly to TP, and that thing's going to smack. All right. Now drop some, I guess drop some, okay, we're not going to drop anything yet. We got a question. Can you run that back one more time, please? The measurement, what did you click? So you have your TPs set up over here. So you don't have to look at any of your TPs or anything like that. You don't have to measure things out. Could you use regular candlesticks? No. High Kanashi candles are specifically for momentum candles. So you need to see the momentum of the the market to make sure that you're in the proper trade, to make sure that there's not a reversal happening or anything like that. Can you run that back one more time, the measurements? So, like I said, you don't really need to look at measurements or anything of that nature per se. All you need to have is your TPs and your entry and your stop loss. So, like I said, the harmonic scanner, it gives you all that good stuff, right? So it gives you your entry up here. It gives your entry up here, but you want to wait for everything to set up before you even hop into this trade. That way, you don't get faked out. The trade honestly goes directly to TP. So basically, I'm gonna erase this and I'm gonna draw it one more time for you, and I'm gonna show you how to trail your stop loss and whatnot. So boom, we have our entry way up here, right? So once it hit the entry, now it piqued our interest. Now we're looking at this trade idea specifically for the sell because it hit our entry, and now we're waiting for everything, all the other confirmations to set up, right? So we have our parabolic dot. Whoop. Let me actually save this real quick. BYOB, just in case. So if you guys want to save this chart, all you have to do is hit the save button up here, save it, label it, whatever you want to do. And that way, whenever you come back to the harmonic scanner, it's going to be right there for you. So anyways, so we have our entry, it hit up here. Let me zoom in. Boom. We have our parabolic dot. It is on top, right? That's the first thing right here. Parabolic dot is on top. It is confirming the sell. Now, the next thing we're going to look for is the super trend. The super trend, we're going to wait for that to turn red to confirm that it's going to be going in a downward motion. It is now turned red in this instance right here. Boom. And it gives us the down arrow. Again, that's two confirmations that this is going in a downward direction. Now, if the stochastic is overbought and the red crosses over the blue, it is a sell confirmation. So what happened? It went up, it got overbought, and then it crossed, the red crossed over the blue. So that's the third confirmation. The last thing that we're going to wait for is the flat top candle. So we're going to zoom in. This one is almost a flat top, or that's not even right. So this one is almost a flat top, but this one is definitely a flat top. So we're going to wait for this one to close, and then we're going to get in on this next candle. So boom, right here, right there. And we're going to catch a few pips to ride this thing down to TP2, and that's okay. That's okay, right? And then we have our stop loss way up here. Now the risk to reward is terrible right here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But what you can do is, like I said, you can trail your stop loss with the parabolic star. So after this candle closes, now we're looking at this candle, but we can move our stop loss way down to this candle right here. Right? We can move it way down to here. Now our risk to reward is a lot better. So after this candle is complete, now we go into this candle and we can move our stop loss even closer. Boom. All right. Now that after this candle is complete, we have this blue candle. Now we can start moving it down to the next one and then the next one. And now we have a risk-free trade, right? And as you can see, it never went back to the previous parabolic dot. It may have gotten close to it, but it never went and hit that previous one. And it ran and hit TP2, a few minutes later. All right. So everybody go ahead and drop some flames in the chat if the BYOB strategy makes sense for the sell. Okay, perfect. We got the flames going crazy. We got the flames going crazy. Now, if you learn this skill or learn this strategy and you actually practice it, and you actually implement it into your trading thing and your trading plans, this is a certified way to get a lot of pips in a day. There's a lot of setups per day. Obviously, nobody wants to be sitting there and looking at charts all day, every day. But, you can start to see these patterns start to form. Once you see that the things really start to set up, all you have to wait for is all four of these indicators to set up, and everything is going to be smooth sailing after that. It's going to go directly to TP, right? So it's going to go directly to TP. Now, I love the trade on a 15-minute time frame. This is really a scalping strategy, to be completely honest with you, but it works wonders, right? It works wonders. I'm going to see if I can see a buy setup. So this one is approaching a buy setup. Obviously, the market is closed right now, so I can't really see anything that's happening currently since, the market isn't even moving. But from what we see, we honestly have just about everything that we need. So we have We had the parabolic dot on the bottom, boom, right there. We had the super trend turning green, boom, with the up arrow. So that's good. That's good confirmations. And then we have the stochastic. It is oversold, right? So how you know it's oversold? It crosses down below this 20, and then the blue now crosses over top of the red. Boom. We have all that plus a flat bottom. Hey, all I'm gonna say is GBP JPY. When the market opens back up, you might be able to hop into this thing and ride it right up to TP1. Right? That's a decent amount of pips. Now let's look at the risk to reward. I'm huge on risk to reward, making sure everything is set up as best as possible. So boom, let's say the candle closes here. We hop in on this trade. We have our TP up here. And where is our stop loss? Stop loss is way down here. All right. So we hop in on this trade. 15 minutes later, after this next candle completes, wherever this parabolic star is, so it's right here. So we're actually going to be able to move this way up here. Boom. Risk to reward is complete. That is very good risk to reward right there. You're probably risking a couple of cents to make about, a couple dollars right here. So this is definitely, risk to reward is simply amazing. Like I said, it's super, super important that you trail your stop loss to your parabolic dot, just because, you can really capitalize on everything. And if the market just so happens to reverse, you'll be taken out at break even. So worst case scenario, it's almost as if you never even got into the trade in the first place, right? That's how I like to think about it. I never got into the trade in the first place. I broke even. Cool. Boom. So go ahead and drop BYOB in this chat one more time if the BYOB strategy makes sense. Go ahead and drop. If you need me to repeat something, specifically type out what it is that you need repeated. That way we can make sure everybody, gets to the bag when the market's open tomorrow as well. All right, we see the BYOB is going crazy. The things is going crazy. We love to see it. What time the market open tomorrow? 5 p.m. Sunday at 5 p.m. is when it opens. It closes Friday at 5 p.m. Definitely makes sense. Perfect. So we can take GJ for the setup when the market opens. All I'm going to say is I would probably, because sometimes the market, when it first opens up, it does do some correcting and, some other stuff might happen. So honestly, I typically wouldn't recommend it, but you can watch it. And like I said, if all the indicators still line up when the market opens up and you get the secondary flat top or flat bottom on this entry, then definitely, I think that thing can go right to TP for sure. And then, like I said, you can trail your stop loss with the parabolic star. So I would just watch it is what I would say, Kennedy. Just watch it. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna change the settings and the things. So if you guys have any questions, you can definitely come off of mute in just a second. Oh wait, I just turned that off. Okay, bet. If you have any questions, definitely come off of mute and I'll definitely answer them for you. But if not, I'm glad that all this made sense to you guys. But yeah, no question is a dumb question whatsoever. Where is the recording going to be at? Honestly, don't know. I just recorded it. Wherever Q tells me to send it as, where I'm going to put it. So yeah. Do you usually wait for the second candle, even if the first one is a flat bottom or top? Yeah, so you want to wait for that secondary confirmation just to make sure. Now, again, you can jump the gun if you want, if it is a flat bottom, flat top, immediately. But as long as the other indicators are set up, then you should be good. And yeah, thank you for your time. I learned this strategy a long time ago, so I'm just here to spread the good gospel, make sure everybody is in alignment with it. That way, you guys can be as profitable as possible at any given time. Okay, you bet. Anybody else have any other questions whatsoever? I'm gonna stop the recording.